Alright everyone, so back at the shop today. We got a 2002 Yukon Denali here. Customer states that the ABS self-activates at slower speeds, and typically when that happens it's going to be a wheel speed sensor just dropping out at lower speeds. But let's pull up codes here and we'll see what we got. A few different codes here. Stop lamp switch circuit, right front, left front speed signal circuit. Okay, we're going to clear these codes and then we're going to take it out for a drive and look at the data and see what's going on here. Let's get our live data pulled up here. We're going to check this brake switch. Actually, that's not going to be on graph, but we'll check pedal application here. The switch is saying on and off, so for the moment that looks all right. Here's our speed sensors, and then we're going to put them on a graph and we're going to drive this and see what happens here. None of the windows work in here and it is hotter than hell. I better put my seatbelt on. Make sure I'm legal. Alright, so we're going to bring up the speed slow here and see what's going on. I already see a green line there. It's flatlined. That is the right front. And then it pops up. Red line and blue line look all right. That is the left front and the rear speed. Let's just slow it back down here and see if it drops out at slower speeds here. I don't know if you can hear it, but as soon as that drops out, it activates the ABS. So there's that green line. That is the right front dropping out. The brakes do not feel that good anyway, so I can imagine with the ABS kicking in, they really have a hard time stopping this thing. There, it's activating again, and you can see that signal dropping out. See higher speeds, it picks up just fine, and kind of mimics the other ones. So again, those are history codes. All those were history codes. There is no ABS light or anything on. We're probably going to get another activation here. Yep, turning the corner. Speed increases, it finally starts to ramp up there. Usually what happens, you get a little play in these wheel bearings and the gap inside that hub is enough to cause low enough current where it doesn't ramp up until it builds enough speed. Slow speed, it drops out like that. So we're gonna check the right front hub to begin with and probably do a brake inspection because the pedal isn't really feeling all the best either. So let's get it put on the hoist here and see what's going on. All right, so it's the next day. Took me a while to get a hold of this customer on this wheel bearing here. We talked about it this morning. I did check the brakes on here, and like I said, the brakes don't feel the best. For one, like I said, the ABS is kind of screwed up because of that wheel speed sensor, but if we look at the brakes here, just kind of doing an inspection. It needs rear brakes for sure. The rotors are a lot better back here than up front. That pad doesn't look as bad as the other side. There's kind of the front here. Underneath of this vehicle is real rusty. Go to the other side. You can see that rotor is rusty as hell. Got a new caliper here, some new lines. This wheel bearing has actually been replaced also. I don't know if you can see it under the boot there, but that wheel bearing has just been replaced. So he's sticking some money into this thing. But yeah, he wants to replace this wheel bearing. I don't know if you can tell, but that wheel is loose. So if anything, replace it because the wheel bearing itself is bad, not just because of the speed sensor. And some of you may ask, why don't you just unplug the speed sensor, let it default, and then just have regular braking? Well, repair shops probably shouldn't be doing that. As far as liability reasons, I'm not doing it. So, yeah, he just wants that wheel bearing replaced. The cost of repairing the rest of this vehicle, you know, it needs brakes all the way around, probably needs a caliper in the front, it needs shocks in the back here. I'll show you the pump that had just been replaced, which I'm not sure why, because that shock is maybe still all right, but this one is not. That's not holding air, so I'm not really sure why we had that pump replaced. I mean, the corrosion on this vehicle is really bad. I like his little it almost holds this spare tire tight, but not really. And then yeah, if we look along here, we can see frame's pretty soft right there. You did have a brake line kit put in it, so some of that's fixed. Again, this side of this frame, it's good right there. Back here, you know, it's just a rusty vehicle overall. Oh my god, it's had a transfer case put in it too, it looks like. Maybe. So, yeah, just inspecting the vehicle here. He doesn't want to spend the money on fixing all the stuff. Obviously, it would exceed the value of the vehicle. So, we're just going to put that wheel bearing in it. And once we get that done, I'll take you back out for a test drive, and I will show you speed signal. And we should be all done with that one. So, let's do that, and I'll bring you back when we get a scanner hooked up to it. new bolts. You gotta love it. Alright, so we're back in the vehicle here. Let's get some live data brought up here and I'll show you the speed sensor signal. So we're just going with all the speed sensors here. Graph that. Let's see if I can set you down here. Alright, let's drive this thing. And hopefully we got good speed sensor signal reading. So I can tell you right now it's right where it should be. Slow down. Nothing drops out. Take her on the road here, make sure everything stops fine. No noises or anything. Had some self-activation by now if that speed sensor was not working like it should. So it looks like everything's good. So you can tell by the speed signal, no glitches, no dropouts. Yeah, no more self-activation on the ABS. So this is another one done. Thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one.